Hi, welcome back. This is Mike. So today I want to talk about negativity. It's easy to be negative. Why is it? I can't tell you that. If somebody knows the answer, please comment it in below and let me know, because it's so easy to be negative. It's so easy to hate. It's so easy to just be doom and gloom. And I have a lot of examples. It'll probably take like 3 days to get all these examples out for you, but I'll just narrow it down to a few. So I always like giving examples, telling stories, because that's how I learned it, right? That's how I found out. So growing up, I'm always growing up, eh? You know what? We're always growing. That's why we're here. That's why we're at Life Changers, because we want to change. And it takes one day at a time, and it takes a little bit of effort every day, every hour, to just notice these things. Because once you notice these things, you'll be able to nip it in the bud. So negativity. Growing up, my mom would always be like negative. So as you know, I grew up in Quebec, French community. My mom was French, and she speaks English, pretty good English. I speak better English, but yeah. Anytime something would happen, right? So sometimes we're out at an event with my kids and my mom's there, and we buy tickets to win these draws and stuff. And if somebody was stumbling with the name, they're like, oh yeah, this is the name. And they say the name, John Smith. And then my mom would be like, oh, they probably had my name, eh? They probably had my name. Didn't know how to say it because it's French. And then they're like, nope, we don't like her. So we pick somebody else. So I picked my friend. And she's going on and starts getting grumpy. I'm like, whoa, Mom, who cares? It's a Dora gift basket. Well, I want to win it and give it to your daughter, huh? Well, then she like me. No. That's not how it works. And trust me, if ever my mom comes on here to speak, you'll be like, yo, man, he does that voice dead on. I got years of practice. But I'm like, who cares? My daughter always likes you. She always loves you. You don't have to give her stuff for her to like you. Your granddaughter loves you, Mom. Just whatever. And she's like, oh, well, no, I'm not taking it, okay? They had my name. Show me the thing. And I'm like, I'm embarrassed at this point, right? But yeah, my mom, it's not her fault, right? It's her problem, but it's not her fault because, well, it's all part of the programming. And the program that she's running is defense. Like, I'm always defensive, and everybody's against me. And hey, we all thought when I was younger and I see teenagers, I'd be like, oh, those, and they're talking, I'd be like, those guys are talking about us, man. They're going to try to beat me up and steal my stuff. And then they're just like, yo, how's it going, man? And they walk by. I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? But all that emotion I just put out there was like, oh, I'm going to get my butt kicked. Let's be prepared. So it's that easy to put out there in the universe, all this negativity, and then you reap what you sow. So, well, I've seen people where they're just like, well, I have all these, health issues. Oh, I have a cough. Oh, must be this. I'm going to use Dr. Google. And they're going on and on. They say, oh, I have these symptoms. And they're always worried that they're sick or that they got something new or this and that. Sure enough, eventually they get sick and they get those things. Why? Because you're putting out in the universe like, hey, body, I know you're healthy right now, but I feel this. So I think this is happening and this is, and then eventually your body's like, yo, this is what you want. Like, law of attraction, bud. Sure, man. I don't know why you want this, but here you go. And it's easy as that. How many times have you been driving? Right? I'm just going through examples here. How many times are you driving? And you're like, oh, probably going to get a speeding ticket. I'm so late, but I got to get to work on time then. Beep, beep. Well, you made that happen. So instead of being negative, if you notice you're negative, right? Or I get it all the time. I sometimes feel it's easier just to be angry and negative and be like, bah. But then you get more of it. So I used to think that I attracted all these negative people when I was younger because I'm going to help them. I need to help all these negative people that are coming to me and, pushing down on me and taking advantage of like my generosity and all that. I need to help these people. Well, no, it's not that at all, man. I'm literally attracting those people because that's what I'm putting out there. And then I'm putting out like, hey, I don't need money. I'm poor. So then people are going to come into my life or they're going to mooch all my money. And I'm a nice guy. And I'm going to be like, yo, it's okay, guys. You don't need money. Let's all go hang out and I'll pay for everything. And then before you know it, when you stop paying for things, well, your so-called friends disappear. Or if you're like, hey, I'm not paying today, then they're like, what? You always pay. Come on, Mike, you always pay. Rich Mike, come on. You always pay, right? Well, no, because you actually have more money than I do because I'm spending all my money all the time because I'm attracting that I shouldn't have abundance. So what are you talking about, Mike? You're crazy. But I saw it happen. I noticed it. I've had good jobs. 20 years ago, I was making $25, $30 an hour before I started my own company. And yet somebody working minimum wage had more money than me. So is it just, oh, well, it's Mike, it's not law of attraction. It's because you don't know how to handle your money. No, I realize it now that I was pre-programmed to be poor. That's all there is to it. Just like we're all pre-programmed to probably be hating these days. There's more and more hate in the world. Every day I wake up. And as I'm recording this, a lot of you guys are like, yeah, just look at TikTok. Look at YouTube, right? I'm sure a lot of the stuff that you're seeing on there, because it's an algorithm, it watches what you want. It's like law of attraction. You start going, hey, I like listening to all this negative stuff. Then you're going to get more of the negative stuff. Then if you start going, well, I like watching more of the positive, like Life Changers, then you get a lot more of Life Changers popping up on your feed, or a lot more similar items like law of attraction and all these other people. If you start looking up Dr. Joe Dispenza, a lot of that will be popping up. But the moment you give attention to something else, then a lot more of that will pop up. So right there, it's kind of like law of attraction, although it's an algorithm and an AI who's watching your every move and goes, this is what you want. But it's the same concept. If you're putting out negativity and hate, anger or jealousy or, all the above because, well, why is this guy so successful or this guy has everything or this person has everything they want and they're just jerks. Well, they might be jerks, but they've got there. And the more you put negativity out there, the more it's going to stop you from progressing to who you want to become. So just like in the last episode, I hope you looked over those paperworks and that you're trying to reprogram yourself to what you want. So we don't want negativity. We want to change to positive. And yeah, growing up, I've always been positive. I remember one time I had my car. I was parked it out of a friend's house. And then another friend comes over and then she comes in and she's like, I don't know whose car that is, but I just hit it. And so a lot of the people are like, oh, freaking out. Like, oh no, you hit my car. Like, oh. And I'll just like, calm down, people. Like, who cares? It's just a car. Then it turns out it's my car. And then everybody's expecting me to be like, oh, see, are you going to be all angry? I was like, why? Just a car? It's worth more with insurance anyways. Thank you for the new upgrade on my car. Did you hit it good enough that I'll get a brand new car? Right? Why should I automatically be all, oh, it's the end of the world, right? To who cares? Just let life happen. Things are going to happen and it's going to be an experience. And that's all there is to it. But who cares? It's not going to hurt you if somebody hits your car, or it's not going to hurt you if it might piss you off. If somebody like eggs your house because you gave them crappy candy on Halloween. But next year you'll learn to give the full chocolate bar. But just, yeah, if the only thing I can give you guys, and the only thing you take out of this is don't be negative. Stop being angry. Stop hating. Stop all that. And then in the next episode, I'm going to tell you what we should be putting in and putting out there, because it's all programming. And I want to program you for success. And I want you to program yourself and learn how to do it so you can reprogram yourself for anything you want. Because right now you're working on one thing. And then the next time you're going to be working on something else and so on. And then I just want you to evolve. That's why I started this whole thing called Life Changers. I want to build a community where we all just help each other out and learn from each other's examples to build each other up so we could all be successful. I'm going to put it out there. I know for a fact there's enough money, enough love, enough houses, enough cars, enough everything in this world, in this universe, that we can all have what we want. but we can't let our pre-programming or the hate get in the way or jealousy. We have to change it. So stay tuned for the next episode. Write your guests if you think you know what I'm going to bring up next time. But this is Mike, and this is Life Changers. It takes one day at a time.